Hey everybody, Erin here. Today I'm going to be answering a user's question about how to get your toe stands in your hard shoe. So the first thing I like to talk about when I'm teaching people how to do toe work, mainly because I didn't do any of this when I learned how to do toes. I just kind of winged it and probably could have injured myself really badly, so I want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. The first thing is to make sure that you use your entire leg. Your toes are probably the least active thing in toe stands. So one of the first things you want to make sure you do is make sure you're pulling up on your entire leg. So what you want to do is start by just standing in turnout position. And first, you want to squeeze your kneecaps back toward the back wall. You want to pull your hips under you, so you don't want to be standing like this. You want to really pull your glutes under you. You want to squeeze your core, and then, if you can see me okay, you want to pull your shoulders back. So everything is pulled up, everything is pulling up from your center, and your center of gravity is right over you from your shoulders to your toes. And then you just pull up, squeeze, 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 squeeze. So you should be very stable right here. If you're not very stable, I recommend doing a lot of slow calf raises, just like this. I'm not very stable right now, so I should be squeezing my core even more. And so if this is where you're starting and this is really difficult for you to just squeeze and engage all these muscles, then just start right here and start with 10, maybe go up to 15 the next day, maybe 20 the next day. But it's really important to feel all of those muscles working so that you know you're engaging the right muscles when you do start to do toe work. Now the next thing, you need to break in your shoes. This is a pair that I'm trying to break in right now. You can tell they're not broken in because they're not super flexible. I get phase tan bottoms because they last a long time, but you can get any kind that you like. Just for comparison, I'm going through my dance bag right now. It's a very classy shopping bag. My broken in dance shoes still have support, but they bend really easily right here where I do toe work. So this shank part right here really shouldn't bend a whole lot. You should be able to point your toe, obviously, but it should still give you support. But it's really this area right here that should bend. So what I do is I take my shoes and I start to bend them right at this crease right here. And this is kind of a pain because these aren't super broken in. But you can see there's like a ridge forming right there when I bend them, and that's where you want to break them in. It doesn't help you a whole lot to break this bit in. It's right here. Okay, so then once you have your hard shoes nice and flexible, which does not happen overnight, it takes about 2 weeks for me personally. It could be shorter or longer for you. The next thing you want to do is actually put your hard shoes on. So I'm just going to put one on for the sake of time, but you can walk around and do point work in your hard shoes at home on carpet. You don't even need a fancy practice space. But again, important things when you're going up on your toes. You don't want to have really like bendy knees, and you don't want to have your toe out in front of you like this. You really want to have all of your weight over your big toe. So you don't want to be sickling out, you don't want to be bending in, you want to just be totally straight up and down. You also want to have control when you go up and down in hard shoes. So you can grab a surface, a bookshelf, something like this, and just really slowly engage all those muscles from before. Start to pull up, and then pull up all the way on your toe, and then back down and down. And try not to use the bookcase too much. Go up, and then squeeze, 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 squeeze. Go over, and back down, And again, if you can do 10 of those the first day, if you can even do 5, that's fine. But just keep adding more and more repetitions. Your legs may feel like they're going to explode when this is happening, but that means you're probably doing it right. One thing my dance teachers always say is if it feels comfortable, you're probably not doing it any differently. So, you know, if it's uncomfortable at first to do toe work, as long as you're really, really squeezing everything and feeling very stable, and having that stability come from your core and keeping everything in the same line like this, then you should be up and going with fancier toe work in no time. And honestly, once you have super straight legs and you're pulling up from your center with these basic toe moves, any sort of drags or toe work or jumping or anything like that, as long as you have the foundations, you'll be able to do it. So I hope that's helpful. Ask me any questions if anything's not clear. If you have other questions, I know I'm a little bit slow to reply sometimes, but I will always answer, and if it needs a video explanation, I'm happy to make one. So keep sending them along, and happy practicing. Bye!